up, my off the floor and confidence builds and heals family? It is your girl Mecca here, founder of Confidence Builds and Heals, and I'm so excited about this week's episode as to how to stop comparing yourself to other dancers. Let's get straight into the video. Oh, I know this all too well, right? You get into a room, okay? You see someone, they are an example of something that you desire for yourself when it comes to dance, or maybe life as well. Or you're online and you see these other dancers, they're getting all these gigs, or their technique is on point in this way, or the way they're executing certain pieces of choreography, or they're taking classes, and you start to compare yourself to other dancers. And trust me, I know the challenge, because I've had my whole rendezvous and roller coaster ride with this as well. And what I've done, okay, to help me get out of that space to where I no longer compare myself to dancers anymore. And I'm just focused on my own journey. And that's actually what I'm about to tell you. So I'm going to actually share those tips with you today. First of all, I was focusing on other dancers, and I realized why I focused on other dancers, because one thing, here's the first thing. I was comparing my chapter 2 to somebody else's chapter 10, right? And that's unrealistic. You can't compare your chapter 2 to somebody's chapter 10. This is what I mean. So I always state here how I am not a trained dancer, right? Dance is something that I was actually born with. I was born with this talent, at 3 years old, 5, 8 years old. I just picked up dance. It was something that came natural to me. I didn't get put into classes. I didn't go to a performing arts school. I did not go to a center or something like that. And then dance, it came natural to me. As far as you turned on the TV, I saw something, I could pick it up. You know what I mean? I can pick up ballet moves, jazz moves. I used to mimic all Michael Jackson dances and things like that. So I was not a trained dancer. And even in my later years, I'm still not a trained dancer. I take classes now, but I'm not to the point trained dancer where I spent countless hours and hours, like 8 hours, 5 days out of the road, taking 4 classes a day. Never had that experience. Only have those experiences when I block out that time for myself. Let's say I'm going to take a dance trip for the weekend, and when I go back home to Miami or in Ohio, and I said this weekend I'm just going to take classes, and I'm about to put $150 to the side, and these are the 6 classes I'm taking, or 7 classes I'm taking this weekend, right? And so what was happening was I was comparing my chapter 2 to somebody's chapter 10, and it was unrealistic, right? It was unrealistic, because you just can't. Like, I'll be looking at this girl, and she has 10 years plus of ballet training, and here I am, I've taken 6 ballet classes? Not possible. Which takes me to my next point, as to you cannot look at someone and feel bad and stop your progress, right? Because you didn't get certain things. So for example, because I didn't get that training, I couldn't say to myself, oh, I'm just wiped out as a dancer. What you have to do is make an adjustment from where you are, right? Where are you? How can you get this desire, right? How can you get this desire that you want? Let's say flexibility. Let's say, you look like you don't have no bones in your back when you're dancing. Let's say your arms is so sharp. How can you get this result, right? Based on where you are, with the resources that you have where you are, what do you need to do? Who do you need to be? How can you adjust, right? So that's what I had to say. And let me tell you this, honestly, this is a tricky thing. It's like counterintuitive what I'm about to say. Training and time into something does matter, but it doesn't matter as much as being deliberate, consistent, and going for the direct thing. This is what I mean. Someone can spend 10 years training dancing, okay? But and get to the space that they are, with their flexibility, with their performance, all of this stuff. But that same person or somebody else can spend a year, right, doing what they need to do, the specifics on what's going to get you that specific result, and bypass that person who had 10 years of training. The person who have 10 years of training, the only thing is they have more experience. That is it. But the results that you want, okay, the journey is just longer. You don't need to worry about the journey. You are on your journey right now. That's it. So for example, I'm dealing with this honestly myself. My flexibility sucks for me, right? Plus I have a hamstring injury. That's great. Get my adjustments, work on my hamstring injury. You know, when I make up my choreography, when I do dances, be mindful, you know, cut back, go up, go up. But I'm working on my flexibility. I would say my flexibility is at a level 3. I want it at a level 10. So I'm going to focus on getting it to a level 6 at least. So I'm going to do things specifically that's going to get me to a level 6, right? So I'm going to do stretches twice a week, 3 times a week, holding for, block out an hour each day, you know, on a Tuesday, on a Thursday, on a Sunday, something like that, okay? And I'll do that. And I'm going to block out an hour, and I'm going to take a certain amount of stretches that I know is going to get me the result. So if I want my back bends to be pretty as shit doing my dances, I'm going to be in, you know, back bend poses, and I'm going to sit there and you know, stretch out my spine and lengthen my spine in 5 minutes. I'm gonna do that 5 minutes. I'm gonna give myself 3 months. Sorry guys. I'm going to give myself 3 months, you know what I mean? And I'm going to get to that result. Versus there are girls that it took them how long, right? 5 years to get to that point. But you got to also think of the time they put in. They probably were just stretching 1 minute, 2 minutes, you know, quick class. You have to adjust and do things differently to get the results that you want. And that takes me to the next point. Why, as to how you can stop comparing yourself to other dancers is if you focus on your own world, if you focus on your own journey and what you want from dance, right? And what you want out of this art, you don't have time to be sitting around snooping, looking into somebody else's world or focusing on their journey. What you can do is use them as inspiration. Use them as something to, a roadmap to get to, or something, you know, like a, what am I trying to say? Something like a landmark. You know what I mean? We can't say that we're not inspired by others. We are inspired by others, but you shouldn't be to the point where you're comparing yourself to other people and it's making you feel less than as a person, as a dancer in general, right? So what you do is I see people and I see them having this desire, other dancers having, and other people in life, right? Having these desires that I want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to study, right? Oh, I see this girl. She's always hitting every TikTok dance that comes out. She's making up like 3 or 4 pieces of choreography per week. She's taking different classes. Okay, based on where I'm at, how can I align with something like that? Because that's the reason why she has this, right? And not because I'm copying her, because there's something that she has that I see fit for myself. That goes me to the next point. You have to get in tune, right? And clear on the desires, on your desires in your life. What are your specific desires in your life, right? What are your specific desires in your life? You have to know what you want. If you don't know what you want, that's when you're going to continue to compare yourself to other people, because you're going to be looking at other people for the answers and for guidance instead of diving, right? Instead, what you have to do is dive with inside of yourself and ask yourself, truly, what do I want, right? And that's going to change throughout your journey in life, throughout your journey with dance. For example, I remember when I wanted to dance behind people all the time, or when I wanted to, you know, do videos, you know what I'm saying? So my desire is changing. I have classes right now. Right now I have a desire. I feel it cooking up within me. I want to go on tour, but I know there's certain things that I need to do before I go to auditions, right? So you have to ask yourself and keep checking in with yourself on, you know, quarterly, yearly basis, you know, sometimes monthly, and ask yourself, what do I want, right? And the other thing, the last part is this. To stop comparing yourself to other dancers, you have to begin to, what's the word I'm looking for? Honor yourself in your world, right? That means spend time with yourself. Get to know who you are, right? So when I'm stretching, for example, in silence, or when I'm doing my yoga, you know, or I'm in the house or in the yoga class, I am taking and directing my attention into my body, right? When I'm journaling, when I'm dancing, I'm directing my attention to myself. I'm having fun with it. So what that does is it teaches your brain to honor yourself, to honor your body, because you are showing value to yourself by being present with all that you do, all that you show up for. Don't go into a class and just be thinking to yourself, I'm about to mess up and who I need to look at and I need to look like the choreographer and everybody else. No, you're going to have to train your brain to say, we having fun, and feel the movements in your body, right? That's going to train your brain. That's going to train your brain to say, oh, she sees this as valuable, so automatically your attention going to be directed towards yourself. Even when you see other people, you're going to just be inspired by them, and you can take the energy of the inspiration and apply it to your journey, right? So taking this home, first of all, if your first thing, right, why you are comparing yourself to other dancers is because you are just not aligned with dance in general how you want to, then you need to dance more. And if you need help with this, we have our 7-day Confide in You program, right? This is 7 days. It's an at-home program, and it's in alignment with your 7 chakras, which is the 7 energy centers in your body to help you come deeper connected with who you are, right? Help you work on your feminine energy and all of this, right? But it's 7 pieces of choreography. It's dedicated around the Her series. And what I mean by this is this. The artist Her, right? It's a song for her, right? By her. Each day has a song by the artist Her. So we start on the base, which is the floor, and we work our way up, right? You work your way up from your 7 chakras, the 7 energy centers in your body. The first one, the base chakra, that deals with the security. The second one, the sacral chakra, that deals with your nurturing energy, sensual energy, your creativity. The third chakra, which is the solar plexus, that deals with your owning who you are, trusting yourself, the strengthening of your intuition, resting in your power. The fourth chakra, which is the heart chakra, that deals with self-love, loving yourself, love coming into you and pouring out of you. The fifth chakra, which is the throat chakra, which is in association with living out your truth, your authentic self. Then you have your sixth chakra, which is your third eye chakra, resting in your power and owning your world while interacting with other people in their world, right? Just respecting your other people, but not trying to make them understand you or not trying to understand them, right? And then the crown chakra, the 7th chakra, which is the chakra that is divinely connected. So you have this divine guidance. You are getting the downloads and you're getting the guidance and the answers from the universe, okay? So that is dedicated to that. And it's a 7-day program you can do at home. It's virtual. You pay for it. You get your email, you get it in your email address within 24 hours. Now, that's the first thing. Now, if you are comparing yourself to other dancers because you don't know what you want, you're lost, I highly recommend our, not 7 days, sorry, our Artist Seducing Your Desires e-workbook. This e-workbook helps you go over every area of your life because that matters. Yes, you can show up to dance, but if you are confused about other areas of your life, you're not going to give your full attention to dance or anything because your life is not just one part, right? You want flow in all areas of your life. So this Artist Seducing Your Desires e-workbook, it goes over each area of your life. It has about 3 questions that help you drill down on your why in every area of your life, right? When you know why you want what you want, it's going to be easy for you to determine what you need to do and who you need to be. So when you step into a dance class, you're not looking at other people for guidance in movement or in life because you are sure of yourself. The answers is coming from a space within you because you are clear on your why. So grab that as well. Link is in the bio. If you want that same thing, it's a virtual product. And when you purchase it, you're going to get it within your email within 24 hours. And then lastly, if you are comparing yourself to other people because you're just out of sync with who you are, right? Loving yourself, owning who you are, getting in tune and getting to know yourself, highly recommend our Love Her guide. It's a simple 21-day guide, very simple, very, very simple. You have these 3 exercises per week that just helps you build a relationship with yourself, right? It's self-love activities, basically. That's simply what it is, and has some journal stuff in there. It's so beautiful. It has some mindfulness practices in there. It's not dance at all, other than like movement with yoga stuff that's actually in there. And yeah, that's also a virtual product, and you can get all of these products and services in the link. I'm sorry, not in the link, but in the description box below. There's links in the description box below. And if you need a little bit more inspiration, you can just email me at meccabookings@gmail.com or confidencebuildsandheals@gmail.com if you have any other specific questions that you might have. And if you are in Cincinnati, Ohio, please come out to our next class and just check out the website for all updates here in Confidence Builds and Heals. Make sure that you're following me online at Confidence Builds and Heals and personally at Mecca Freeman on Instagram. And yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you loved this week's episode. Stop comparing yourself to people because you can't compare yourself. There's only one you. Everybody have their own journey. Start to be in love and fall in love with your world and your journey. It's so beautiful there. So yeah, see you guys next week. Keep confiding in you. Thank you. Love you.